Here we go.
Yep, another one.
Another one. Exactly.
Another one.
You know what? I have a question.
Yeah.
I know we don't have extensive knowledge in regards to, when a child is conceived from within the belly of the woman. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about like when the baby's inside, right? Like
Yeah.
how people freak out about abortion.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, what are you trying to say with that?
Just I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking about should a Christian consider pro-choice? Pro-life would mean you're against it, right?
Yeah, pro-life means you're against it. Yeah.
Pro-choice is you're for it. So my question is, a Christian, a follower of God, or even a Jew, a devout Jew, do you consider, does one have to discern and consider pro-choice? I know this is a topic, two men talking about it. We won't understand, obviously, the emotions and hormones that a female might go through, right?
Yeah.
We obviously don't, we might not experience the complications that perhaps some females go through. Probably unfortunate situations in regard to rape, ancestry, and all that stuff. We might not ever have to, we might not understand that. But we must ask the question, should a Christian be considering pro-choice?
Going against it is what you're saying?
Being for it.
Oh, being for it.
Pro-choice meaning for it.
Dude, I think every single follower of Christ that claims to be a follower, I think they should all be against it. All of it.
Now tell me why.
Now, I know back then, if you read the Old Testament, when God commanded the kings to go kill everybody in that nation.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you read why God did that, it makes all the sense because they were literally worshiping idols that they would all kill their children to sacrifice to these idols. And I'm just okay, that makes all the sense. They were way too barbaric. And I know even was it Mayans or Aztecs? They would also do that. They would put their kids on something and then take their heart out and offer it to their gods, stuff like that. So yeah. I'm just
so you're implying is that they were meant to be conquered. They were meant to be put in order.
I'm glad Christopher Columbus came and did what he had to do. I'm sorry, bro.
Dude, that's insane.
They were way too barbaric, bro.
Yeah, they were wicked.
Yeah, they were evil.
Straight up wicked. Evil. Even with what Christopher Columbus did was also wicked.
No,
but
it was.
I guess at this point, which one was the better bad?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Which one was the better bad is the best wording right there. Yeah, dude. So I think I think every Christian should be against trying to kill the unborn child because the enemy will always disguise his plans in different ways.
Right.
Remember, he's been here for who knows how long. Who knows how many years he's been here.
Who? The enemy?
The enemy.
Oh, right.
And he sees the way human beings are being influenced and everything, so he tries to come up with different ways.
Right,
more sneakier.
Yeah.
Cunning. So, I understand why God commanded the kings to kill everybody there in that nation, because they were like literally killing their babies and burning them and everything. So I totally understand. I think it was a good thing that God did, in my opinion. Now, if a Christian supports that, then here comes the question that I would ask them. What about that Bible verse where it says, God formed you in your mama's womb?
Yeah.
Then, okay, explain that one to me then.
Yeah, because essentially God's creation, right? He created everything. And this is where you take it, you either take it literal or you don't. Like, I mean, logical meets illogical. It's hard. You can try. It's so hard to reconcile them, but you can't. So Adam and Eve being perfect, right? They, Eve ate of the fruit. Because of that, it said that her birthing pains would be now multiplied. That's implying that being in a perfect world, they were able to conceive.
Oh yeah,
in a perfect world without pain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Then after that, then all the complications of an imperfect world. Then now the woman has to witness it, go through it, and feel it.
Yeah.
So if God, if God who creates within the womb, it's a pre-programmed creation. It's not like he's doing it at that moment. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. It is him, because he spoke it. This is how it will be done, and it'll be done that way. So he's like, he did it.
Yeah.
Right. So him saying God created you like basically he even knew you before you were created in the womb. So then you ask unfortunate, a woman who probably got, raped. Is that child in there now a child that God knew before it was created? Then they would be like, why didn't God stop that? Why this? Why that? I mean, we live in a very cruel world. It's unfair. It's unjust. And it's unfortunate that we have to go through this. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, God is God. When he said, everything became into creation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what he created, like, it's outside of time. It's all working outside of time, in time, and anything within its confines of eternity. And what I mean by within its confines of eternity, meaning some beings are eternal, but they had a beginning. So they're within. And then eternity itself has no beginning, no end. That's him. His creation is all happening at once. So he's the one who sustains it. So to answer your question, yeah, God is creating that what's in the womb. Then do you come and destroy it after 4 weeks? It already has a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like
within 4 weeks, about almost 4 weeks, it starts to have a heartbeat separately from its host, so meaning the mom, the host.
So it's its own body then.
It's its own thing now.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't think that's the argument. The argument is, at what point does it become conscious that it's worth keeping its life? That's where they determine do you kill it because it has the heartbeat, or when it starts to act upon itself within there, when it starts moving, kicking, and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I'm sorry, bro, but like for example,
because because everybody thinks that Trump is against abortion. He's against federal being involved, so they leave it to the state. But for him, he does believe. I mean, for those who don't know, he does believe in some form of abortion in regards to rape and ancestry and stuff like that. But someone who follows God, and understands that there are things in this world that are just unfair, unjust, what's the position that a Christian should take? Like, we can go all into the stats, statistics, and at what point this, at what point does it start to rationalize, at what point does it become conscious? We can get into all those arguments all we want, whatever.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day here, like, what stance should a Christian, male or female Christian follower, right? And I'm that's including also the promised people, like the Jews, right? At what point do you consider, should a follower of God consider pro-choice?
Dude, in my opinion, I think they shouldn't at all. And the only reason why is because I stand so firm with that Bible verse where it says, I created you in your mama's womb. It's almost like when, for example, let's say I'm drawing something.
Right.
I'm making it nice. I'm, making it perfect. And then you come and just like start ripping it apart. I'm going to be upset at you because, poured out my love into that.
Yeah, of course.
And so the same, I see it the same way with like a baby inside where God is creating it.
Right,
so
right.
for a Christian to be like, oh no, I support abortion. To me, that's foul because God is the one creating the baby in the womb because I was forming in your mama's womb. And
this is to the believer.
And you know what?
Because the one that's not a believer, they don't care. I don't believe in God, whatever.
And you know what? Let me take it a little further too, bro. Also, for example, men with the seed, right?
Right.
There's in the Old Testament, I forgot who it was, but it was with that.
Dude, I knew you were going there. That's why I searched it, bro.
No way.
My God, dude.
Yeah, so you know how that guy...
his name is Onan.
Onan, right?
Yeah.
And who was the woman again? I forgot.
So quick story here. Keep that in mind about the abortion thing.
Yeah.
So originally, I forgot his older brother's name. Right? He got killed because he was very wicked. Like, he's so wicked. He was one of the sons of Judah. Right? Mm-hmm. And he was married to his wife called Tamar. And in the culture, when the first the firstborn of the families dies, the second brother marries the wife of the older brother so that she's not a widow.
Yeah.
Because back then, being a widow was you're cursed. It's like it's horrible, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And he was okay with it, but it seems like he didn't want to give children in the name of his older brother, right?
Okay.
So every time they would, enter into sexual intercourse, right before, I guess ejaculating from within there, he would do so outside.
Yeah.
And that's just the seed, right?
That's just the seed.
That's just the seed.
That's literally just the seed, yeah.
And God kills him for that.
Exactly my point. So, like I said, let me dig a little further then. If God literally took the life away from that person that ejaculated outside instead of shooting the seed inside, can you imagine abortion? How God must feel about that?
Yeah.
When the seed is already inside?
Yeah. And already fetus. Heartbeat of already after, 4 weeks.
Absolutely. So can you imagine the judgment that God will bring?
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, it's gonna
just because
happen.
Trump won, you think is being upheld? It's been, bro. It's coming, bro.
Absolutely.
And it's unfortunate. And then again, this is not to bash on the women. No, I think men and women equally should take responsibility to the point that we've gotten this country and around the whole world. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Like I said, the statistics of women being raped, and incestuary happening unwillingly,
yeah, absolutely.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
and that sucks.
No, it does suck, man. And
but God also condemns the guy who ejaculates outside of intercourse.
Yeah,
a lot of guys do that through using the means of condoms.
Yeah.
Or if they don't use that, they'll come out and ejaculate outside.
So that
God is looking at that, man. Come on,
yeah, bro.
Like, for the Christian man, think about every time you self-satisfy yourself what are you really doing?
You're letting like thousands of
No, like all of that, God is looking at. Like, I know Christ came to die for us and our sins are forgiven, but there is also a consequence to that. Come on.
Yeah, man. I think people, they're so comfortable. They think since, this world is so evil, we try to find ways around our consequences. But dude, let's be real here. God cannot be mocked. So there will come a time where like all those things that people have done, they will have their most especially the one that knows the truth.
Right.
Oh, I feel so bad for them because the punishment will be a lot worse for you that hears this message. Yeah. It knows the truth and it still continues. I feel so bad for them.
Yeah. So for the believer, the follower of God, should one even ponder the idea of abortion?
Dude, I think...
Or pro-choice, at least.
No way. That is just, in my opinion, that's way too evil.
Yeah.
And you know what? There was this lady. I'm not sure if she was Christian or not. But she told her story about how she got raped. And the doctor was like, "Oh, you should just abort it. You should just abort it." That's.
I think I saw it too, and she was like, "How's that going to solve my trauma?"
Yeah, if she was like, "If anything, that's going to make it worse." Yeah. She's like, "No, I'm keeping it." It's like, I know this happened, but I'm keeping it.
I don't think she was a believer. No, she was a normal person.
Imagine
it was like a girl with blonde hair.
Yeah, blonde hair. Yeah. So imagine that lady. I don't know if she's a believer or not, but let's just say she's not. And she's thinking like that. Like, come on, bro. And you being a believer and thinking like that, how wicked is it, bro? I rebuke all that, bro, because I think it's so evil that you even ponder upon that question. Or even better, let me give it to you better. When somebody asks you the question and then you try to go around the bush, what are you embarrassed about? Say the truth. Who's creating that baby inside the womb?
Yeah. Dare I say, and this again, we're talking to the believers.
Yeah.
Dare I even say that contraceptives, Plan B, all of that, dude, that has to be a sin,
dude. 100%.
Because that's withholding the creation of the woman, and then what of the seed of the man? It dies.
Exactly.
It's the same thing as if you were to ejaculate outside.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And contraceptives because you're financially not ready to have a kid,
dude. Absolutely.
Or this or that.
Yeah, dude. So the question is, right? Like,
should not. So then so within the community, within the body of Christ, the followers of God, should one, like two couples married before the president, should you be on contraceptives?
No way, bro.
Just no. Like for me,
sorry,
I hope to meet someone that like I'm gonna let her know. Like,
yeah, bro.
Every time we do such a act like this before the presence of God, it is what it is.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, you're right, dude. Because like,
I know that's tough. I know this topic is so tough.
Even for me too, it's tough, bro.
It's tough, but I think contraceptives is not. I don't think God condones that.
Absolutely not, bro.
Like I don't.
How can God give a commandment? Be fruitful, multiply, and then be supportive of something like that?
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, I that's funny that you're mentioning all this because I was reading about Paul when he talks about like when you're married and you're in the mode of prayer, and you guys have like this like passion, he
says to separate
yourself,
for the meantime.
Yeah. And so God has given us the fruit of self-control.
Yes.
Has he not?
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, when you get married, you want to have sex. Basically, when you have sex, honor God with it because that's something that God has given you.
Yeah.
Don't just like abuse it. Even in marriage, sex can be abused.
And the thing is, these are believers, like Christians, right?
Yeah.
But the Jews, the women don't take contraceptives.
Oh, no, they don't.
You can actually read this. Like, they know when the woman can be more fruitful. So, for example, like 8 days before their menstrual cycle and then 8 days after, they'll basically, like separate because that's when they can become pregnant much easily.
Yeah.
But that's their open window is be like not touching her 8 days before or after. But if it's something you want to do and get her pregnant, that's your open window as well. 8 days before and 8 days after.
Yeah.
You don't want to, get her pregnant.
Yeah.
Then don't touch her in that time. So 8 days plus her whatever week.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, you can't touch her for like 16, 17, 18, 19, like almost 20 days.
Oh, wow.
But after that, you have an open one. But they have that discipline.
They do, man.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro.
honestly.
Respect.
But because in our culture, I think the food that we eat also has a lot to do with our biochemistry. So we misfire, and then we have a tendency not to have self-control.
That's true.
But yeah, even I know confidently. I only say this because of what I've experienced with, I guess you could say demonic forces, but it's another topic for another day. But they are involved in Plan B, contraceptives, all of this.
Yeah.
They're involved.
Absolutely.
Even the tea, even the patch, whatever. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
No,
it all makes sense, bro. Like, I mean, the enemy was, like I said, the enemy will try to do anything he can to be cunning.
Yeah.
He sees the way humans are, I guess, changing the way they think now.
Yeah.
So he comes up with a better strategy.
Yeah.
A better one. Back then, bro, it was just in plain sight. You were sacrificing your kid. It was in front of everybody, bro.
Yeah.
It was evil.
Yeah.
So I'm glad, like, God did what he had to do.
There was gods to go sacrifice your children to.
Yeah.
And there were gods where you wanted to be fertile. Like, I think the god of Artemis in the Greek times.
Oh, when you...
Even in the early church.
Yeah.
Like, there was a god with, like, called... I think her name was Artemis. And she was, like, this god with, like, hands and, like, a lot of breasts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
They would go to her to pray for fertility.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also gods to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
And they used to have, like... I think this has to do a lot with the Christmas, too. But that's for another topic.
Yeah.
And also, like, I heard that the men would also cut off their parts and then sacrifice it to the gods, too.
Yeah, dude.
While they would have feasts and parties. And it correlates to Christmas, but that's another topic.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. But... No, dude, I think a follower of Christ, man, if you are supporting that, dude, like, come on. Like, you really think God is for that? Are you that naive? Or to the woman, too?
No, but they because they always come down. We're always trying to play God.
Yo, that's true. Play God, right?
Yeah. Because we're trying to calculate the emotions and trauma and all the PTSD and all this of the woman going through rape. And that's, again, that's unfortunate. It sucks. I'm sorry.
No, dude, trust me. For any woman out there has been raped. But
equally, this is also has, like, taken away from men and women accountability of their actions.
Absolutely.
Like a bandage or, this happened. Let's go here. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Contraceptive, Plan B here. Boom. Like, technology has been investing to take away the consequence of our own actions when it's only going to create more consequences, if anything.
Oh, dude, like I said, God cannot be mocked.
You know what I mean?
Way, yeah.
So, like, no follower of God should be doing that, really.
No way,
like, if you think you're not ready to be married, then don't get married, because that entails that you got to have kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Do you think you're just gonna do whatever you want? No way, dude. If you say all that I do is for the glory of God, you better live up to that word when you get married too, bro.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. He killed Onan. You think God changed? You think he just changed?
Nah, he's holding his wrath. That's what he's doing.
He's holding. Think God just changed all of a sudden? No, bro. Come on, dude.
He's holding his wrath. Consequences are gonna come, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. So for any married couple out there.
Remember when I said that? Unfortunately, like, even in ancient times, that politics has always gone hand in hand with the religious and the faith, like in ancient times, and it so is happening also in our time, and it's unfortunate. And I also understand too that I wish it could take it all together, even in the States, but that's not up to me. But I want people to know that although the president that will soon take place once again in January, he's not for the federal being involved in regards to abortion. He wants the state to deal with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And let's not be confused. He's also for pro-choice to a certain extent in regards to rape and incestuary. And he's is for IVF. You know, people who have a hard time with fertility. IVF is a technology that helps you, you know, get pregnant through artificial insemination.
Oh, okay.
We're in those times where the technology exists.
Yeah, bro.
That's another thing that you're playing God now too. Also,
oh yeah, dude.
Rather than trusting in Him, I'm like, it shouldn't be a gray area. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can depend on. I know someone who did undergo through that technology, failed a couple of times, and then the third time it worked.
Oh wow!
Right?
Yeah.
And so my mom was like, "Well, you know, what do you think about that?" I was like, "I think that God allowed the person to go through it and let it fail twice to let her know who is the one who is in control, with or without technology." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the end, really, who should you really trust?
God.
I mean, we live our lives saying, trusting God, have faith. Oh, yeah? Then why are you depending on technology? To that extent, in which things that are impossible pertain to
God.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, bro.
You could have all the money in the world to do that, because that thing is expensive, bro.
How much is it like for...
I believe without insurance is like 30 grand.
30?
I think I'm just estimating,
No
but
way.
from what I remember, yeah. Could be more.
30? Oh,
without
no,
insurance
bro.
or anything like that, bro.
Seriously?
You gotta have money, period.
Dude, wouldn't it just be better just to adopt a kid?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, Christ adopted us, did he not? We're savages, and then through the Jews, we were adopted into his... Was
that person Muslim or no?
What do you mean?
Because I know Muslims, they don't adopt kids.
Was the person? No. It was a follower. It was a sister in Christ.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just, it comes down to that, man. It's very cut and dry. Don't let politics distort the reality that God has put in you, the new heart, this new, you know.
Yeah.
Don't, and we let it distort us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, do you not, for someone who, you know, lives on contraceptives or that because they're not ready, do you not want the blessing of God when he says multiply and be fruitful? Do you not want that blessing?
Yeah, dude. Like,
and at the end of the day, the man is the man. You got to figure it out. You got to make sure that they get fed, and that's it.
And you know what? You're following God's commandment. God's going to have your back.
Yeah.
You just got to trust him.
Yeah,
God's exactly. You think God is going to be like, oh, you're having kids? Yeah, I'm not going to help you with this. Come on, bro. Like,
once again, it might sound insensitive, but again, we'll never understand the what a female goes through. We would never will, bro.
Yeah.
But I think we can all come and say that we genuinely have to trust and like have faith in God, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly.
Yeah, I agree. And look, I think everyone can speak on, like, for example, like, yeah, maybe we're not women, we don't understand, but like, for example, like Paul was never married, but he spoke so much about marriage and he gave the best advice.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 7.
Yeah, man. So I think like as a man, you can talk about abortion, bro. You can give your opinion on it. Go ahead.
It's not even an opinion, bro.
But
it is.
But the thing is, facts don't care about opinions.
or feelings.
Or feelings. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Are we going to be, you know, Christians who we say all the time, oh, trust God, have faith in this. And we're all like on fire for that. But when like impossible situations come, you then, you know, go right to technology. Are you going to be that type of believer? Or are you going to be the believer who genuinely and absolutely just trusts in God?